Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more. Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 12, Title 100, air date March 18th, 2008, and the synopsis is...
Lindsay's big day, the wedding to Lucas. I noticed how they didn't say Lindsay and Lucas's big day.
Well, and more importantly, why didn't they say Lucas's? Since he's the character on the show, she is not.
Yeah. And then just has finally arrived. The old gang reunites, remembering their own loves or marriages, even Andy and Karen from New Zealand. Haley still isn't ready to take Nathan back. At the altar, Lindsay finally realizes the comment in Lucas's book refers to Pan's car and their first love and leaves the altar. And then they put crazy Carrie kidnaps Jamie, pretending she was rehired as his nanny. And because Haley saw Dan and refused him entry, Nathan sends the police to look for his dad, and Dan follows Carrie and finds his grandson. So we have this nice but interesting moment because Lucas is narrating like usual, but it's also Jamie, and they're having that conversation
without them having a conversation.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird.
Like their mouths are not moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they never did that before.
Yeah, I'm like, so they previously had a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but then he says, then my uncle did something one day, and then he let him drive, and I'm like, then he let Jamie drive, and I'm like, why didn't they just have them talking?
Yeah, they could have been talking in the car.
Right. Mm-hmm. Even if they did a voiceover, it could have been them just repeating it, just mouthing it. Mm-hmm. And it could have still been a voiceover. Mm-hmm. And it's it didn't have to be, because they both weren't saying a word in the car. And I'm like, but then all of a sudden he's having him drive. And I'm like, okay, it was just weird to me. I'm like, it's one thing if the person wasn't there, and you're remembering the conversation. But it seemed like the conversation was going right here, but it wasn't. Mm-hmm. So that was weird.
Yeah. And yeah, so Lucas lets Jamie drive just like Keith let him drive when he was little. Too bad we couldn't see a flashback of that, with Lucas.
I didn't need to see it.
Oh, well, I thought it would have been nice, even for a second, just to make the, narration seem a little less weird, because it just seemed to last a while. And then, and then Jamie asked where Lucas's dad was. That seemed a little random.
Well,
kids are curious, so.
Yeah, they're curious, and maybe he really hasn't gotten the concept that Lucas and Nathan share the same dad. Mm-hmm. Because he's only 4. Mm-hmm. He may not fully understand that, especially given that they both have different moms. Yeah. So maybe he doesn't understand that, the reason why he wasn't with Lucas was because he was with your dad. Mm-hmm. But how can you really explain that to a 4-year-old?
Right. And then Peyton pulls up. Is that the same chapel that she pulled up to? I think it has to be, probably. Where she's having that daydream of walking out with Lucas.
I don't know where it was.
Yeah.
I would think it would, because I wouldn't think that they would want to find all these different churches, but...
Yeah, because this one seemed different than the others just because it looked real at the beginning, because they were already, all the people were already there. Yeah. And then at the end, they're all gone, and the doors are closed.
And there's no bride coming out.
Yeah, because, I could imagine if she kind of saw her and Lucas, with other people.
I know, I thought that's what it was going to be, too, of, it's them walking out, but then in the very end, it's
other people.
2 different faces, and it's and then, sorry, I'm in your way, and pulling away, but it was no, not that at all. It was just, there was nothing, and I'm like, it would have made more sense if it was just 2 different bride and groom. Why did it have to be nobody? That did look weird. It's who just goes past a church and goes, we could have got married? Nobody. Seriously, I feel like nobody would do that. But what they would do, possibly, is go, you're in your wedding dress. Let me think. That could have been me. Mm. That would have made more sense.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
I mean, that's kind of what Brooke does because
I know.
fixing
What?
Lindsay's dress. Yeah.
Why is she wearing the dress?
Yeah, because she doesn't want to marry Lucas, but that was a redirect, but it doesn't make sense either.
It doesn't make, or maybe, remember in high school, Peyton always had this dream of like, you know, getting married or having, not even really getting married, but just having that family of having a kid and, you know, the man. And, you know, like that's kind of what was her fantasy. That's why she was kind of drawn to Jake because he already had that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just easy for her to just fit in instead of like Lucas actually creating one.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that was Brooke that's what she was missing because she had everything, but she didn't have a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that was in her head where that was her fantasy was getting married.
Right.
And then here's a perfect example of I can get into this dress, which is weird because it's your ex-boyfriend's the fiance.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
Yeah. And it didn't make sense before for Brooke because Brooke's an adult now, and it makes a lot more sense that she's having it here than when she made Haley's dress, for example. Because she wasn't ready to get married, so
right.
It's kind of like that step up. But yeah.
Well, yeah, she finally kind of has everything that you would want when you get married. Like, she has financial security and, like, she has that financial security that, a lot of people want when they get married.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only thing she's missing is, to get married.
Yeah.
And, then obviously what follows that is a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like that's maybe what it was, but it was just weird. Again, why? And then you have that like little flash out of it of she's not in the wedding dress. And it's like, huh?
Right.
It was weird.
Mm-hmm. And then not Haley, this is Nathan's, right? It has to be Nathan's because we don't see Haley come out of that daydream.
Yeah, it was Nathan.
Yeah.
Because he's in the shower.
Yeah, so this one made more sense just because it was more realistic, at least for him. Because it's like the whole, like, their thing is kissing in the rain, but they're in the house this time. And it's not real because their concern isn't that their house is going to get flooded and everything's going to get damaged, That's how this one's a daydream, too.
Well, it ain't a daydream because you haven't seen Haley say, I want you back.
Right, yeah.
So it was very easy because, and they had to put some things in that were in the past when he kisses her and she says you shouldn't have done that because that's obviously in season 1, their very first kiss. So, yeah, they had to definitely put that in there.
Yeah.
Because it's the 100th episode week, so you got to throw everything in there.
Mm-hmm. So this is where we kind of skip the episode because Lucas, Haley, and Jamie are at the pier waiting for Karen and Andy, except at this very moment, we don't know about the Andy yet.
How did you like how at this very moment, this is when they want to talk about the book?
I guess because they had alone, like, one-on-one time to talk.
They didn't really. They were excited waiting for Karen. Like, I don't understand this. Like,
yeah, but they wouldn't have had time after that point. Like, they'd be surrounded by people, so they couldn't have that proper conversation. And, like, yeah, Jamie was there, but he wouldn't really understand what's going on.
That was weird. And then that's when she was like, isn't this where she told him you shouldn't give Lindsay the manuscript?
Yeah, the manuscript.
And then he's like, I already did that. And it's like, done. Mm-hmm. Which is weird because if you gave it to Haley to read, why would you give it to Lindsay? If you wanted Haley to edit and like read it first, why would you then give it to your editor? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, wouldn't you wait until your friend that you gave it to edit reads it and says it's ready to go, then to your editor? It's weird. Why would you give it to both of them?
Yeah, that quick, yeah.
Yeah, I would wait until you say it sounds good, and then I'd give it to the editor, not both people. That's just, then what would be the point of giving it to Haley then? If you've already given it to your editor?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. So that's basically a waste of Haley's time.
Yeah, that's why I think this, they should have maybe waited I mean, it's 100, so that makes sense too, but plot-wise, maybe they should have waited another episode or two for them to get married. Because everything just seemed rushed, at the very last second here.
Because even Lindsay in the episode, when she reads it, she loves it. She doesn't put two and two together, so it would have still made sense to have Haley read it. She could have also done the same thing of like, she could have had like her doubts of like, it's good, but are you moving too fast? And he says no, and she's like, okay, I'm your friend, I'll listen to you. Well, you can go through this, whatever. Because she can't technically stop him from getting married.
Right.
So it could have been like that, of like her having a doubt, but he still does it because it's Lucas. And then he gives it to Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is what happens. It's like, it still could have done that. It's just, why did you give it to both people?
Mm-hmm.
That just also made no sense.
And then, also, if he gave Lindsay, let's say he gave Lindsay the manuscript this morning here.
She read it already?
Yeah, that's what I was going to, I think I put that later in my notes too. Like, how did she read that in such little time?
But they didn't. Because...
I mean, she was quoting his first book right at the end. I know we're skipping, but...
No, but remember, they were making out.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to sleep together. But then he stopped because she had questions about his... Or she said it was romantic or something. And he was like, that's when he stops. Because it was a flashback. So it was like a couple nights ago.
It was about his first book. Okay, that makes
sense. No, because she was all excited that he wrote a book. Because he even said, no, it's about a scientist. And she's like, huh?
Right.
So,
I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, was he a scientist in his first book? So yeah, I was confused. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so again, Haley read it. Okay. This has to be a week apart.
And then he must have had 2 copies to give them, but yeah.
But this has to be a week apart because
he tells he hasn't seen Lindsay in a week.
And he tells Nathan, because when Nathan says, how's my girl? He says, still stubborn like last week. As in like last week at the part. Like, that's how I took it, is like, because think about it, before the party, before the party, he was only sleeping on the couch for a couple days at Lucas's.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's the same thing as last week, because he just got kicked out. Mm-hmm. And then a couple days later, they have the party. And then he gets married. So he get married like a week later after the party, which would make sense because it's like the next weekend. Mm-hmm. You'd have your bachelor bachelorette party.
Yeah.
And then the next weekend you'd get married. So that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So when he tells Nathan, same as last week, I'm like, wait a minute. So Haley, but wait a minute. Haley calls you that night and tells you, don't marry.
Lindsay.
Don't marry Lindsay. And a week goes by.
And they're still talking about it.
And you're just now bringing up why?
Mm-hmm.
That also made no sense.
Yeah, that's why it like timing just got confusing for me.
Because on the phone, wouldn't he have said why? Like, why? And then if you would have said, I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay. So tell him tomorrow why did you go a week, especially given how you checked in. You checked in and knowing that Haley's stubborn, remember, because he tells Nathan. Mm-hmm. Well, if you know that, if you've already checked in with her this week to see if she wants Nathan back, why is it you couldn't also have a discussion of your book? Because think about it. If somebody says to you, don't marry your fiance, you're going to be like, now listen, I can't go to bed, or we're going to talk tomorrow morning.
Yeah, or like text about it or something.
But you're not going to, well, this is also in texting, wasn't really.
Yeah, I know, just trying to figure out
but you could have went and got coffee in the morning or something. Like, why is it I don't understand.
Email.
But also, she's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He is just a coach after school.
Right.
He could easily go to her lunch break the next day and be like, listen, I can't go any longer without you telling me why. Mm-hmm. And that would have been her time to tell him. And then he would have still probably been like, no. But here is when she's going to say it. This is what I mean is they had like all week, it sounds like, to have a discussion, but she's going to say it when he's supposed to be happy to see his mom and sister.
Yeah, like second, to talk,
I'd be like, listen, that's not the time and place to tell me I can't marry my fiance, but also why didn't you tell me all week long? So, I don't know. It just doesn't sound like it's all adding up.
Right.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't it kind of sound like bad writing?
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, are these people supposed to be professional writers?
Yeah, that's what Drama Queen said too. Because this was during the strike back then. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I don't know all the ins and outs, and they didn't say much either. But I think like they didn't have like maybe they didn't have the usual writers. I didn't check the writers on this either, but yeah, it just seems like because like I know. Do you know Lost too? The show Lost.
I could only watch like the first season.
Like that changed up too drastically. Like it was different writers as well. Like they started killing off people you didn't think they would kill off. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird time.
But you would think it's your 100th. You would put everything into it.
Ahead.
That would make sense. Like you would, to me, okay, I'm getting 100. Or this is my 100th episode. I'm going to make sure I center my season around that episode. You know? Which is somewhat what they did because it was Lucas's wedding, which is a big thing in a character's life. But at the same time, the writing does not make sense in the episode. So I don't understand why, like, it's kind of like your finale. It needs to make sense. And it needs to, like, flow like naturally. Like, yeah, it needs to have drama in there, but it needs to, you need to care for it like it's your life. You know, you can't just write it as just a regular episode. It's your 100th episode.
Yeah, so I looked at it and there was 3 writers on this episode in the last episode, and there was only one person switched, so it's just a new person on this one than the last one. But yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that worked back then, if they didn't like have a lot of time to even work on this or something.
But again, you prepare for it.
Yeah, ahead of time. Yeah.
Because the directors get it, the script, like a week or 2 before. So if they have it in their hands, that means the writers had already gone through everything. So you had time. Again, you knew going into this season when you got picked up, it was going to be 100. Because this is only 12 episodes in. So even if you only got 13 episodes, you were still going to make your 100. So you still should have put everything into this season knowing this was your 100th episode. But remember too, Dawson's Creek's 100th, I didn't feel was their best either.
Right.
Because it was out of, like, at least this is more One Tree Hill. Do you remember Dawson's Creek's?
It was the one that repeated over and over again.
It did that. And it also was at like a concert. Like,
oh, that one.
Remember they were spring break. And there was like a band playing and it was just weird. Remember? And then like Dawson comes like at the very end and it was like when have these people went to a spring break party? Like these, do you know what I mean? Like the core group didn't even like going to dances, let alone hanging out with a bunch of strangers. That's not what this group ever did. I could see One Tree Hill doing that, going to a spring break party, but I couldn't see Dawson's Creek doing it. So when they did it, I think we even talked about how it was so out of character for them. That I get that the show was trying to make their 100th the grand episode, but at the same time, you have to still write it as these characters. You can't write it as if they're in the OC. That's just not how it's going to work. Because if they are not those characters that party all the time, you can't write them to be in one episode. It has to make sense. And that's what I mean is I don't know why people think that, like for writers, why they think that they need to go all out making these characters something they're not. Like at least One Tree Hill, they were still themselves. They were still acting like themselves. It's just the writing don't make sense in the timelines. But, you know, that's what the show does. But yeah, just given both. And, you know, when we get to other shows, we'll get to their 100th too, if they have one. But yeah, I remember I didn't like Dawson's Creek because it was too much of repeating. And, you know, One Tree Hill did it too. They brought in some things from the past, but it wasn't, again, shoved down where, like, you need, you know, you remember this, like, that's all a show ever was. Where One Tree Hill, like Nathan and Haley's rain scene. Yeah, they threw that in there, but it wasn't like, you know, remember? Like, this is what, you know, like, it's like, oh my God, we get it. But here it was just cute because it wasn't like too much. Where that's what the other one was. But yeah, so trying to figure this timeline out is not working for us.
And then Karen gets there. You know, Lucas leaves Haley with that info that he gave her, or Lindsay, the manuscript. And then, you know, Haley hugs Karen too and sees Jamie. You know, Karen sees Jamie and asks who is this, and he tells her it's him, James Lucas Scott. And I guess she hasn't seen him since he was a baby, and says, you know, he says he got bigger, and she picks him up and everything, and he asks where's Lily, and even Lucas says, you know, where's his little sister?
Maybe he has seen her, and it's just been a while because, like, even my, you know, like little nephews, I'm like, you're still my like little baby. And then, you know, they'll be like, I am not. And it's like, you know, it's like still that of like, you'll always be my baby. And that kind of thing of like, why are you growing up on me? And that kind of thing of like, maybe Karen has seen him. It's been a little bit where it's like, wow, you gotten taller, or that haircut. Cause you know, sometimes with the little kids, their haircut, it's like, whoa, where did my baby go? You turned into a toddler, all from a haircut. It's crazy, but maybe that's how it is for them. Also, so where are they living?
On a boat, it seems. It makes sense how that's the way that they travel.
But how is it working for Lily? Like,
she must be homeschooled or something.
That was my point. Because I'm like, if Jamie's in school, wouldn't Lily?
Yeah.
Maybe it was so traumatizing for Karen in the school shooting that she never wanted Lily to go to school.
Right. And then Andy's a professor too, so that would make sense. I mean, he was business, but he, you know, he has some teaching experience to help probably.
Maybe that's what it was, even though it's never talked about.
Yeah.
And also that's how Lily's father died. But obviously he only died because it was her uncle, but you know.
And yeah, so we see Andy and Lily on the boat.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I love seeing Andy. I'm like, I'm so happy that they brought him back.
Yeah.
Even though it makes no sense.
Right.
Because he wanted her and a family, and she did not want any more kids, and then voila, she has one. And it's not his. So that is a little weird. Like, but why would he take her back?
Yeah, it's like he kind of settled. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I wanted you, but I also wanted our own little baby. And then you go and have one with Keith, which Andy always did feel like he was second to Keith. And here it is. It's like proving it. She didn't want any kids. But then she had one with Keith, and now she's with you. So again, you're second to not only like the dad situation, but also in a relationship. Like, that's good. Not.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because like Andy was very self-confident. So why would he go backwards?
Yeah.
You know, like, and he was young. Like he even 5 years or 4 years later, it's like he's still young. He's still in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could still get married and have kids.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I do wonder, because we don't ever hear about it, I do wonder how they got back together.
Right.
I don't like how we never hear that story.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a story I want to hear.
Yeah, because didn't he move back to New Zealand or something?
Yeah, remember
and
he
never
was...
came back
Yeah, remember he...
because of his mom that was sick.
Was it that? Because
Yeah.
remember Dan was trying to get him deported. And I think he was also fearful of that.
Maybe that was also the other reason. I feel like it was his mom too, though. Like, that was his first reason to go. And then Dan, but I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we were told two different stories.
Mm-hmm.
But, because, like, that would make sense of, like, why he went back. But how did Karen get back in touch with him? Like, did she go on a trip to New Zealand on vacation and then she ran into him? Like, I want to know that story.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, Andy, I don't know. Andy probably found out about Keith somehow and just, like, reached out to Karen to give his condolences. And maybe they kind of started keeping in touch after that. And then,
like, emailing and stuff.
Yeah, and calling and stuff, yeah.
I don't know.
Like a slow kind of thing.
I just want to know. And it's hard because, like, they were a huge part.
Mm-hmm.
Their relationship was a huge part of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing we never get that information is hard. Like, I don't care. Like, honestly, I don't care about Lindsay's backstory. Because did she stay on the show? No.
We didn't even see her family list yet.
No, but we heard about, like, her dad dying and that he owned the publishing company. Like, we know that backstory. It's like, that's backstory I don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather know about how Karen and Andy got back together, because Andy was such a big part of season 2 that I would much rather hear that story than hear, like, Lindsay's backstory. It's like, I want that backstory.
Right. It's just, at this point when the main characters are now adults, the adults before them aren't really, prioritized plot-wise, so...
It's just weird.
Yeah.
But again, like, as fans, we grew to like Andy.
Mm-hmm.
And just to not know how this went back, like how they got together, is weird.
Mm-hmm. And then later at the cemetery, Jamie chases Lily around and Karen sits in front of Keith's grave. Mm-hmm. So that's when
as Andy and Lucas watch.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Her distance, which was good. But yeah, that's Lucas's car that they're leaning up against. And,
well, where's Haley?
I don't know.
So how in the hell did they all fit in Lucas's car?
Yeah, that's a tight fit. Unless they had, maybe Andy or Karen rented a car.
They had to, because there was no way that they were all going to fit in that car.
So how many? That's what, three adults and 2 kids?
4 adults, 2 kids.
Who am I missing?
Well, there's Lucas, Haley, and then there was Andy and Karen.
Oh, I didn't think Haley was at the cemetery. I didn't see her.
No, I'm saying from the boat. Like, how did they get there? Like, Lucas acted like he was going to pick them up, but how are they going to get, like, they all can't fit in the car.
Maybe Haley had her own car and she left in that, and then Jamie wanted to go with them.
But she rode there with them to the boat. Remember?
I thought they were just driving.
No.
And then later on they went to the pier.
No, remember? They all met there, and that's where Haley got to see Karen, Andy, and Lily, remember? And that's where we see them all. But I'm like, how did... Like, Lucas was acting like he was going to pick them up, but it was just weird. I'm like, they all can't fit in his car.
Oh, yeah, I thought Haley just, went to the church to get things ready, and they went to the cemetery. So then it was the 3 adults and the 2 kids, and...
Because they they never explained where Haley went.
Yeah, because Lily could have sat on, even though it would have been safe, she could have sat on Karen's lap or something in the back, and then Jamie was in the middle, or next to her, and then Lucas and Andy were in the front of the car.
It was just weird. I'm like, it wasn't like explained that she was there at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this scene, she's not there at all.
Right.
That was weird.
Mm-hmm. And then Andy, tells Lucas that, he loves his mom and Lily, but if he could, trade places basically and have, not trade like, him being dead, but like trade places so Keith would be there, he wouldn't, he'd still be in New Zealand or whatever.
Yeah, but then he said, and all the days after that.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, he just...
It's one thing to say, like, I would trade places to have him here on your wedding day, but not to say, like, all the days after.
Yeah.
Like, then do you really love her? It's just weird.
Well, it just sounds like that he would sacrifice this life with her if, they could have Keith back.
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought it was sweet though.
But
it was weird when Andy made a comment about Lucas's fiance, meeting him and not basically marrying Lucas,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's like, she hasn't met me yet. Yeah. And then he was like, yeah, I need to talk to him about getting rid of you.
Mm-hmm. So it went from kind of creepy then to sweet. And then at a hotel, motel, something, Dana's getting ready for the wedding, and he has that picture of Jamie on the vanity. And he's like whistling, "Here Comes the Bride," which I think that was like a redirect because it was kind of creepy. Like he was like planning something, after showing up.
He's going to a wedding.
Mm-hmm. And then Lucas is helping Jamie get ready.
And I thought it was funny when he was like, "You want to be the second best looking guy in the church." Yeah. And then it was funny because like Nathan walks in second best. He's like, "You'd be lucky if you was in the top 10." Mm-hmm. It was funny.
Yeah. And then that's when they mention about that week because he says, Lucas...
No, that's when
Jamie.
Nathan. That's when Nathan says, "How's my girl?" And he says, "Same as last week." She's like stubborn and stuff, and it's like, see again. It's been a whole week. Oh wow.
No, I meant when Nathan said that Jamie grew like in a week since he saw him, I guess. But
yeah, but he also says it's been a week.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was the first mention of the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jamie asks if Nathan's seen his mom. She looked pretty.
That was cute. Mm-hmm. So when the guy comes in and brings the flowers, whatever, and obviously it's the wrong room. There was like this weird, like long pause, I felt like. And then finally, like, they were like, "Take it over there." And that was so funny because, like, Lucas and Nathan's banter back and forth of how Lucas hasn't seen her in a week. And Nathan's like, "But I need to talk to her because I'm fading and all this." And then Jamie has already gone to the door and is already talking in the room. Mm-hmm. It was so funny.
Yeah. But before that, when Nathan was going over what Jamie needs to do, he tells us about the rings, don't lose them.
Because Lucas is poor.
Yeah, and he can't finish his second book. That was funny. And then Lucas wanted to see Lindsay so bad, but I think do you think Lindsay would have been mad if Lucas saw her?
Yeah, because she's been avoiding him. She's been staying with Haley all week. So, yeah, I think she would have been mad.
Oh, do you think... Well, I was like, do you think that's why she was staying with her in the first place, not just the, tradition of not seeing each other before the wedding? I don't know. Could be both.
And then I thought it was funny when Haley did open the door and Nathan's response is, "It's you." And then Lucas is like, "Yeah, you are fading." Mm-hmm. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then he knocks again, like Lucas knocks again, and then Lily opens and she says, "You're bad luck." It was hilarious. Mm-hmm. Also, I just love that Lily has the same hair color as her parents.
Yeah. And then we segue to a flashback where Lucas asks Lindsay, how do you get so lucky? And that's when they bring up the book again, or the new book. So about a week ago now this was. And, so he sees it as, a different perspective, and she sees it as the romantic thing about the comic.
That's because he's dumb.
Yeah. That's kind of stupid because it's his own writing.
But but he's dumb in the fact that he always does this of, like, he never tells how he really feels. Mm-hmm. And, and it's, like, the same thing apparently in his writing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, it just makes Lindsay love him more until she figures out, herself. And then, back in present day, Karen walks into the store, clothing store, Brooke pulls over bros.
It was funny because Brooke's like, store's closed.
Mhm.
But if the store's closed, why is the door unlocked?
Right.
Like, so every person that comes in, you have to say it to, like, just
Mhm.
lock the door.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, and I didn't check to see if that sign was like open or closed.
But it's weird. Just lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then people would know you can't go in.
Right. Yeah, so Brooke's all excited, but then remembers like this used to be at the cafe, so she acts like, do you hate me for like changing it? And she says no, she's proud of her. And then she asks how's Lily, and Karen says, very good, or good, very girly. Do you think she said, it seemed like she said like as like a surprise, very girly, because she's used to Lucas being a boy. So like this is new to her.
Well, and maybe, I feel like maybe too, because she was telling Brooke this, that it was kind of like, as in like Brooke girly. Because like there's Peyton who is more the tomboy. But then there's Brooke who loves like fashion and makeup and, dresses and all this, where Peyton doesn't care about any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But what I did think it was nice that when Karen asked Brooke, how's Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, she does care about Peyton.
Yeah. Brooke tells her the truth that she's trying to put on a, brave face. But they all thought this was going to be her day. And then Karen asks Brooke if she's happy. And, she says it's hard, but she is at least trying to be. And then Brooke brings up about, how she was supposed to make her wedding dress, even though, didn't they have this conversation before?
Mm-hmm. And it was a long time ago.
When she was going to use this material for Haley's dress. Yeah, so it was kind of like a repeat of this. And like, Karen's with Andy, so I wouldn't think of bringing this up again. And
it was so long ago. Like, that's why I also wouldn't either. It's been like 5 years. Like, Karen seems happy and love. I wouldn't want to bring it up and ruin her day. And also, I'm sure she thinks about it every day. So it's like, I wouldn't want to like re-traumatize her by saying it. So, and also, I just didn't really feel like it was needed, especially what happened. Like, they didn't really talk about it. They just brushed that part off. And I'm like, why did we need to hear about that?
I guess that was the only way they could make up like a segue into like, or how are you so strong, having that.
Why couldn't she just say, you're so strong? How, like, you still could have just told the person that they're strong. How do you do it? Instead of about the wedding dress.
Right.
It was weird.
Because it does make sense that Brooke would seek some advice from Karen after she like cut ties with her own mom,
Well, I don't think she'd ever get that kind of advice from her mother.
Right, exactly. That's why she's asking Karen, because that's the only mother that's around right now. And Karen tells Brooke she's already strong. She's more further than anyone she knows.
And between the moms, Karen wants the kids to be happy, and Victoria just wants Brooke to make more money.
And then that's when Peyton rushes in to get Brooke because they're running late. And that's when, she sees Karen, they hug, and reunite. And then, Karen gives advice to both of them about, basically if you keep looking in your life, you'll find something like a new kind of love to, fill your heart in your life. It doesn't have to be a person, it can be work or.
It was Brooke that was like, or in your children. And I was like.
And that was like the little, They didn't write this well either. All of a sudden, she
wants a kid. What? Like, the person in the group that's always wanted that was Peyton.
Yeah.
Peyton wanted the little kid. Haley got it very soon, but like Peyton wanted that.
Yeah,
it was Peyton's dream of this little perfect family. So Brooks was just. I feel like Brooke was just always just trying to be happy, and. I don't think it was ever a kid until this episode.
Yeah, because it would have made sense if Brooke brought this up after she had seen, like, Lily and maybe Jamie together. So then that's when she started imagining having a couple kids of her own. So
yeah, like, look how cute they are, and they're playing together, and I would love that.
Yeah. And then outside the church, Lily's yelling at Jamie that he has to call her Aunt Lily.
This is what I was talking about. Like, nope, I agree. And I love how Jamie is just holding down his foot and he's like, no, I am not calling you that. And I'm like, good, because she is not your aunt. She's your cousin. So call her Cousin Lily. It was funny. But then what I also thought was weird, okay?
But it's just weird because her brother is his uncle and then Lucas's sister is his cousin. So I don't know. It's kind of like they're both in a way.
Mm-mm. But they're not. Because of Nathan. Because Nathan and Lily are cousins. Which would make Jamie their cousin.
Yeah, it's just still, because it's just Jamie has that tie to both Nathan and Lucas, so.
Well, that's because for Lucas, that's his sister and cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But Jamie, it's only his nephew.
Mm-hmm. It just seems weird to me still.
Well, that's because Karen decided to have children with both brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was Dan's best friend, which would make it definitely not as awkward as this.
Incestuous, yeah.
Yeah. So what I thought was weird though was when Lindsay comes out in her wedding dress. Jamie was like saying like, "Oh, you're so pretty, you're beautiful," or whatever he said, and then
you look like Cinderella. Yeah, what Cinderella was.
But I thought it was weird that she literally said nothing to his response. It wasn't.
She smiled, but yeah,
it was weird. I was like, huh?
It just seemed like they just needed to put that in for timing or something because they're so short.
But she could have. How long does thank you take?
Yeah.
Well, especially when she just stood there. You can still stand there and say thank you, and then because it like faded away. Like it was a long time that she was just like standing there with them. And I was like...
It seemed that way to me. It seemed like really quick.
But it was very easy to say thank you. And I was like, okay, now I also don't like you because you didn't say thank you to Jamie's compliment. He didn't have to compliment you. It's like, but he was raised right. But I was just like, really, Lindsay? You couldn't just say thank you? Yeah, I don't like you.
And then Payne and Brooke get to the wedding and Brooke says, she can't believe they don't have dates because this part was weird for me too. Why would Brooke say... What kind of boyfriend takes his guy roommate camping for the weekend? She couldn't just say a roommate. You know what I mean?
She couldn't just say his friend.
Yeah, or just Chase. Like, why did he have to go with Chase for the weekend?
Was it Chase?
Yeah, because
I thought Chase was just visiting.
I don't know.
I didn't know they were roommates.
I mean, they mentioned they were roommates when they were talking about Brooke.
Roommate, yeah, that when they were roommates in college or something.
Well, so it's just weird that,
Like, I don't think the roommates know, because Chase is just visiting.
Yeah, well, like I said, they just didn't have to put guy. That was weird.
I guess they're just letting you know he doesn't have a girl roommate.
Maybe, but still weird, because Peyton says, like, Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't get that reference either.
Me either, but of course, Skills is just out there having fun with all the beer, and then it was funny because Brooke's like, "You're tailgating at Luke's wedding," and it's like, "Of course he is."
Yeah.
And that's when he gives them both a drink, and then he comes up with a plan to get Peyton to get Lucas back. And I love when Brooke was like, "No, she's basically going to be like classy and not do that, and she's going to be okay." And he's like, "No, but that's not fun." But then he like makes it, of course, like crazy by like, we need to like kidnap and like drug her, and it's like, oh my god,
yeah,
like that's a lot.
Yeah, and might end up arrested.
Yeah. Well, and then what I also thought was weird was when he said, "We'll just put Peyton in the wedding dress," but I was like, okay, even if you put Peyton in the wedding dress, legally on that marriage license, it says Lindsay and Lucas. So even if he says the wrong name, because, they also brought that up of like Friends, how Ross said the wrong name. It's still, whether you say Peyton or Lindsay at the altar, that piece of paper is what is going to be legal. And that piece of paper says Lucas and Lindsay. It does not say Peyton. So even if you dressed her up, it would still be Lindsay's marriage. Like, what?
Yeah, I liked to Brooke, told Skills I'm not putting Payne in the dress because she, handmade that to fit Lindsay, because I would be mad too after that hard work.
But I just was like, when he said that, I was like, but the marriage license that you get, weeks before, it says their names on it. It does not say Peyton, even in Friends.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be, I forgot the word, but yeah, it wouldn't be, I can't think of the word. It wouldn't be not legal, but, it wouldn't be that either, but
yeah, you just
wouldn't be legit.
Yeah, you just can't do that because, again, Lindsay, when she gets back from getting untied or whatever you did to her, she would then sign the paper as hers, and it'd be her marriage. So no matter what, it's her marriage. Whatever. Skills. I guess Skills didn't really think that through, did he?
Yeah, especially because he brought it up at the last second, yeah.
Yeah, but then it was funny because then, he was like, oh, well, you should just... When they say, like, oh, who objects or whatever, and Brooke's like, nobody does that in, like, real life. And he goes, yeah, but it's more drama.
Right.
And I was like, oh, my God, of course, like, Skills going for the drama. Like, I'm sorry, but at weddings, it shouldn't be drama. It should be romantic and love and happiness. It should not be drama at weddings,
Yeah.
And if you're going for drama... You shouldn't be going to the wedding. You should be going because you support the bride and groom. You shouldn't be going because, oh, I hope there's drama. I hope someone objects to the wedding. Like, what?
And I feel like some ceremonies don't even have that line, like...
No, they take it out.
Yeah, I forgot how it goes, but, speak up or forever hold your peace or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, but if you're going for drama, why are you attending?
Yeah.
And also, why is Peyton going?
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Especially when she told Lucas, don't marry her and all, like, and has been so rude to Lindsay and not, like...
And where's Mia? Like, she was kind of like...
She went on tour.
Oh, yeah.
She was opening for somebody.
Yeah.
Very quickly, like, next episode.
Yeah. Like I say, she wasn't, like, friends with Lindsay, but a little bit, yeah.
Well, it was just weird, because I'm like, I guess I get why everybody else is there. But I'm like, I don't understand why Peyton's there because that's her ex-boyfriend who wanted to marry her and is still hung up over her. So I'm sorry, but like if you're Lindsay, you would not, like as much as I don't like Lindsay, like if you're Lindsay, you don't want this ex-girlfriend to be there at your wedding because what if she tries to sabotage your wedding? She tried to sabotage your relationship since she got here. So why would you let her come to your wedding?
Yeah, Peyton could have like gone see her dad or gone with Mia even for a short time because she doesn't have any other artists or clients to work with, so she has nothing else to do. So
yeah, go see if there's a concert around or a bar like the next town over, and go see if there's some talent you can get because you only got one person. And in order to make a label, you're gonna need some more people besides one person named Mia. Like, wouldn't it be smart to go and be like, you know what, y'all are at the wedding, I'm gonna go work and I'm gonna go see if I can get some talent. And even if you can't, just the music alone would be fun to like go and like listen to. So it was just weird. I'm like, why is Peyton there? It makes no sense.
And then, Peyton just wants to put on a nice dress and, watch Lucas get married and then get wasted and have drunk, meaningless sex with some guy at the reception.
And that's when Skills is like, hey, does he look good in the dress? It's like, oh
sexy,
my. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, Skills, you were just saying like she should run off with Lucas. And now you're like, hey, yeah, here I am. It's like, oh my God.
And then since they're drinking, Mouse like, aren't you watching Jamie? And he's like, oh yeah, let's get him one too. Yep. And he puts it in Millie's purse.
Did he?
See that? Yeah. And it seemed kind of small. I'm like, that can only hold one at best, but okay.
It is. It's extra one.
Yeah.
Well, also Millie didn't need one because she said she was a designated driver. So
yeah. And then Brooke tells Payne she went what she said. She's gonna be okay. And then, Payne says she needs a minute, and then Payne ends up like waving to Lindsay before she walks into the church, and they go in the separate doors. And later on, we see that Lindsay just stayed out there too for some reason.
She went and grabbed her sweater,
like
off the car.
Like,
I did not see Peyton leave a sweater there.
Yeah, and like I can't see like Lindsay like
caring.
Yeah,
she did it because she was getting it off the her car. Like that's when she was piecing it all together, and it's like
that was the excuse. Yeah, but it
was weird. I'm like, you can just see the car. Why do you have to go over to it? Do you have to like observe like what it says on the car? I'm like, you know what it is.
Yeah, maybe like after Peyton went inside, like some person looked like they were gonna like come up and try to like hotwire it to steal it or something, and Lindsay was right there.
Yeah, it was like so it was like stupid.
Yells at the person to go away and chases them off somehow just by yelling, and then she got closer at that point and saw, the comment up close. So.
It was stupid. I'm like, again, does it have like Lucas's scent on it? Mm-hmm. Like that you have to go that close to it? I don't understand.
And then like usual, before, Dan is sitting in his car across the street watching. But Haley sees him and walks up, basically threatening to, for him not to go in the church, not to talk to anybody. And then Dan also being creepy, like Andy was with Lindsay, saying that she should be careful about being bossy. He's been in prison a long time and it's kind of sexy. So, Haley's like, being serious, like this is the last conversation we will have.
Which is funny.
Yeah, he can enjoy his, miserable life. And then Lucas sees Peyton sit down next to Brooke, from the distance away that he's from. And Nathan asks Lucas if he's ready to get married. Lucas says he is. And Nathan says he's not much for speeches, but he's a good guy, friend, brother. And whatever life throws at him, he's got his back. That kind of sounded like he kind of knew what was going to happen,
Also, Nathan does not ever have Lucas's back. Mm-hmm. Well, Nathan, when have you ever had Lucas's back? Let's see here. Never. Mm-hmm. And even after this, he doesn't have Lucas's back. How after this does he have Lucas's back?
I mean, I think he does drive him back home or go with him.
Huh?
To get Lindsay afterward. That's only because then
he doesn't.
Well, he left for a while and then he came back when everybody was looking around for Jamie. So it's like he was gone for a minute. So I think he did leave with Lucas.
I don't feel like he did.
Because where did he go? He was gone for a minute.
Well, I feel like him and Lucas must have been around for a very long time.
Because Nathan came back, Lucas went home. So yeah, it seemed like he went with him and then came back or something.
It was weird.
In a different car. Or dropped him off and then came back. And then Haley starts walking down the aisle and the music starts playing.
And then there is a flashback.
Yeah, because her and Nathan make eye contact. And it's like Nathan's memory again,
Because he smiles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about getting married and having a son and daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like foreshadowing too there.
Yep, and then it flashbacks to them, present day.
And, kind of echoes about him loving her forever.
I did have a question about this, though.
What?
Is Haley wearing a black dress?
Oh, yeah, to the wedding?
Black is for a funeral.
Right, yeah.
I was like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but my bridesmaid or she's the matron of honor is not wearing black.
Yeah, and the style kind of made her look older than she is, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, but I was like, black? Really? Like, black is for a funeral.
Yeah.
That threw me off. I was like, weird. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Maybe it was to foreshadow, like,
the death of her marriage?
No, of Lucas's.
Oh.
He ain't even, like, something bad's gonna happen at this wedding. Because think, why would you put her in black?
Right.
You wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But what you would do is maybe put her in black if you were trying to foreshadow that this wedding ain't happening and that there's some stuff that's about to go down.
Right. And then up in the balcony or whatever that's called, Carrie is watching with the
music.
Yeah, orchestra players or whatever.
That was weird. And they're like, you can get a better seat. And she's like,
mm-hmm.
My son is the ring bearer.
Yeah, nobody would still be up there. Because they're playing music too. But yeah, so that was weird. Yeah, that was really suspicious. I'm surprised nobody was like questioning that. Like, why is she up here with us?
They like looked at her, but that was it. I'm like,
it would make sense if like there was no seat for her down there. Like it was completely crowded for some reason.
But it was almost completely empty.
Yeah, especially because Lindsay's family or nobody from her side was there. And then, we see Jamie walking down the aisle with the rings.
Well, also, how was that a better view than sitting in the pews?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously,
You could get a better picture from down there.
Yeah.
That's what didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, obviously, that was just Carrie's excuse.
And his mother had a very good view because she was right up there at the altar. As in Haley.
Yeah. So, that was just an excuse because Carrie, that was a perfect place for her to check everybody out. And I'm kind of surprised that, I don't know how visible they were from the ground, like the orchestra players. But, like, if you glanced up, I don't know, I feel like you, recognize Carrie if you just, looked up for a quick second,
Because she don't fit in over there?
I mean, you just, you recognize her, but I guess Haley was too distracted and Nathan was
Well, Haley's back was to them.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Because she's up at the altar facing this way and Carrie's up there. So, but Brooke
when she's done walking down the aisle and then stands next to...
Yeah, but when she's walking down the aisle, you're looking down the aisle at Lucas and Nathan. You're not looking at up top.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like somebody could have caught her.
Because whenever I've looked down the aisle, I ain't looking anywhere besides where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And plus, she's maybe thinking of Nathan too. So it's not like in her head to look up and see if there's any creepy nanny up there.
Mm-hmm. And then Lily walks down the aisle and throws the rose petals in the air. So that's when Peyton remembers that flashback again of the game. Mm-hmm. This has kind of been used a little too much, but anyways, yeah.
It's still good.
Yeah, I'm just saying it seems a little overplayed at this point. I don't know, maybe they could have made a new memory she could have remembered, but
yeah, but then we would say, how is this going to fit into the 100th episode of remembering all these flashbacks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe if they made another high school or use another moment from their high school years.
Yeah, but this involved confetti.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying.
So the only thing of Lucas and Peyton they had confetti was the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too bad it wasn't snow or something else. I was falling leaves from trees or something. And then Lindsay walks down the aisle and she joins Lucas at the front. And then while the ceremony begins, Skills tells Peyton he has her back. And, Brooke looks behind her to tell him.
It says behave, otherwise she'll slap him.
I thought she said spank him.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because I was surprised, he didn't, say, he would like that or something like that. And then Brooke has her own flashback of telling Lucas she wants to have a baby. So this was a little vague.
Why these two would even be talking?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, because on Drama Queens, I don't know if there's a deleted scene, but they said that Brooke was asked, because Sophia said Brooke would never ask Lucas, the man that her best friend's in love with, to be the sperm donor of her baby. I'm like, when did she say that?
She never said that.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a deleted scene, because yeah.
Or maybe they think that's why she was talking to him, but she wasn't. She was only saying the reason why I'm here is she wants to adopt a baby or use a sperm donor, but she never said, Lucas, I want you to be the father.
Yeah.
She never once said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... Yeah, I feel like there's something that was deleted that just got left out. Because, yeah. And, why would she tell Lucas before Peyton as well, too? That's weird,
Well, yeah, you're living with Peyton every day. You don't have those conversations of, your life. Mm-hmm. But maybe because she told Lucas because Peyton is in such hurt and denial of her relationship with Lucas. Remember, because when she came back, I didn't come back for him. I didn't come back for him. That's her denial. And then now she's hurt over that he's marrying someone else. That it's I can't tell her because she's already going through so much that I actually have to be there for her. Because think, all in high school, remember I said, Brooke was never really there for Peyton. She wasn't really. Stuff that was going on in Peyton's life when it came to Ellie and stuff. She never cared. She never was there. But now she's making up for it, I feel like. So now she's putting whatever she wants aside and letting Peyton come first, which is nice to see. That's why I like their adult relationship better.
Mm-hmm. And then back to the ceremony before Lucas can say I do.
But also, I feel like if she was going to tell anybody she wanted a baby, I feel like she'd have this conversation with Mouth. Yeah. Because Lucas is her ex-boyfriend. And again, like you said, the love of Peyton's life, that Brooke was much closer to Mouth.
Yeah.
It was like her
Especially
brother.
At the end.
Yeah, it was like her brother.
School, yeah.
So I feel like she would have had a conversation with Mouth of like, I really want a baby, and this is why I came home and stuff.
Or Millie.
Yeah, but her like guy best. Like if you had to pick somebody that was, a man that she was friends with, it wouldn't be Lucas.
Right.
It wouldn't be Skills, but it would be Mouth, because Mouth was always there for Brooke and helped her. So if anything, she would turn to him.
Right.
And then maybe Millie would get involved because they're kind of like a package deal.
And yeah, so back in the ceremony, before Lucas can say I do, Payne speaks up. And it seems very real for a minute. And of course, Skills his throat. This is happening. And then she has that line, like when he fixed her car, he fixed her heart. And, kind of goes on for a good minute. And, she was lost and scared when he proposed. Some days now, when she loves him, and please don't leave her again, people always leave. And then that's when we realize that was just a daydream Payne had, and then, ceremony continues. And Lucas ends up saying
it was weird, because in it she says, well, at least that's what I should have said. And it's like, now she's narrating this?
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's 100, so I guess they can go back and forth between people, but it's still weird, yeah.
It was weird. But who says that?
Yeah.
It was weird.
Well, I think I saw it on different shows, I just can't remember, but yeah. And Payne, was hurt to hear him say I do. And then they put the rings on. I haven't been to a lot of weddings, so maybe this is of the right order. But don't they both say I do and then put the rings on?
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
One goes first, then the other.
Oh, okay.
Because normally when they put the ring on, they're giving the whole speech. Whether it's they wrote their own vow, they give their vows.
Yeah.
That's when they put the ring on. And then the other one does it. That's when they put the rings on. But here they didn't do any vows or anything. They just said, I do. Yeah. Which is weird because, again, you give your own vows. And given that Lindsay is an editor and Lucas is a writer, you would think that they'd come up with their own vows.
Yeah. And then that's when Jamie tells Skills he has to go to the bathroom. But he wants to go alone
because he doesn't want Lily to make fun of him.
Mm-hmm. And then he'll be back. Then it's time for Lindsay to say I do. And then Jamie walks into the hall where Carrie was. So was she staying there the whole time? Or not the whole time because she's up there, but for a while at least. Like,
she must have come down.
Like, and how did she know Jamie was going to walk out like that? Does she know his bladder times or something? Like maybe she knew from taking care of him that he used the bathroom a lot. I don't know. It was kind of weird how she just was already there,
Or she was hoping he would have come out so she could just grab him.
Because what if somebody else walked? I mean, they wouldn't know who she is, but you never know. She could have got caught by somebody else.
Yeah.
But
like what if Skills did go with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then Skills would be like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, and then he, be kicking her out.
Mm-hmm.
So just risky.
Did you realize that Lucas and Lindsay have the same initial?
I never remember the last one.
Because it's Lucas Eugene Scott.
Do you have my name?
No, Lucas.
Yeah.
Is Lucas Eugene Scott. Yeah. So L-E-S. Mm-hmm. Lindsay is Lindsay Evelyn Strauss.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. L-E-S.
I never remember her full name. Yeah.
I'm like, they both have the same initials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, because that actually happened with me and a crush. I realized we have the same initials too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. S-C-E-G. And then, so they put the other ring on. Oh, no, sorry.
Nope,
I went backward, yeah.
Yeah, because Lindsay is, like, frozen.
Yeah. And then...
and all she's doing is talking about the boy saw the comment. And Lucas is like, okay, ain't time for, a review. It was funny.
Right, yeah. Because she should know that she wouldn't be saying this if it wasn't important, yeah, to what they're doing right now.
Also, why would you walk down the aisle not confident to do this?
I guess she needed time to process that. Like Like,
So then have the bride be late and process it. Why do you need to walk down the aisle, go through all of this, look like an idiot, and then
because
run off?
Yeah, it's not like she was kind of like looking at Peyton and starting putting it together.
Right.
You know?
She didn't look at Lucas and Peyton and like going back and forth of like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Something, wait, what? And then have a flashback of her in the car. And it's like, it was none of that. It was, the whole time, she's just going on about the dang book. And it's like, Lindsay, you could have done this in the dressing room.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do it and then walk out acting like you're getting married and then look like an idiot. You could have done a Jules move and just run away.
Yeah, like she didn't like try to make it more private, like kind of hush her tone and
like, come here, I need to talk to you.
Yeah, and like she kind of pushed him like, because she asked, what was the first day he ever talked to Peyton? He's like, I don't want to talk about this, but she's like, what was it? Like pushing him. I didn't like that.
Yeah, she's like, I need to know, and it's like, what?
Yeah,
it's weird. And then in front of everyone, like it's one thing if it was like, wait a minute, time out, I need a minute, and then you pulled them off and you asked them these questions, and it was like, yeah, I can't marry you. And then she runs off. And then it's like, what? But no, just in front of everyone to be like, when was the first time you met Peyton? And it's like, it's Peyton. It's like, why are you talking about me right now on your wedding day? Yeah. Like, it's weird, like, to do that. But again, just do a Jules move and don't even walk out there.
Yeah. And then, we see that flashback of them, really meeting face to face. And then flash forward when Lindsay sees Peyton's car, like we talked about. And,
that's where she says, I can't marry you.
Yeah, she's crying.
And runs off. It's like, oh my God.
And then she gives him the ring back, too, that she just put on, right?
Yeah, that's one thing Jules, well, not the ring she put on, but the engagement ring.
Because didn't she give him a ring at the end, too? I know she took off 2 rings. So I thought this was the wedding ring. The other one was the engagement ring that she somehow put back on.
When?
Here before she runs off out of the altar, and then at the end when she's at the house, and then she puts it on the manuscript.
Maybe.
So it's like she gave him both rings, but it wasn't necessary. But
that was weird.
Yeah,
and that's also weird because
she could have done it with both of them at the same time at the end. Yeah.
Well, we're here. Like this is I'm done.
Yeah.
There you go. Have all your rings. I don't care.
Yeah, I think the second time was just like a final, like
goodbye.
Yeah. Which again, they could have just done both rings at the end, kind of make it less, more dramatic.
Well, also we already know right here you're done.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know why they had her go back and sit there for a while.
Well, also let's now focus on Jamie. Like we just had this whole thing of she finally is done. Ran out the wedding. So, okay, we're done with that story. Let's move on to now let's focus on Jamie. Like, why are we going back to Lucas and Lindsay? Like, no one gives a crap. Like, we're now all... Like, think about it. The audience does not care anymore. Like, they're done. What they care about is what happened to Jamie. And is he going to get back home to his parents?
Yeah.
And what's going to happen to Nathan and Haley? No one gives a rat's butt about Lucas and Lindsay. Let's be honest.
Right. And then, but Lucas made me mad because if he wanted Lindsay so bad, why didn't he follow her? He just let her go. And he sat down right there, just all sad. I'm like, what are you doing? You should go after her. Just don't let her go. So...
I know.
So it's because that's what Keith did.
I was gonna say, didn't Keith run out when who was it, Andy or someone told him she's gone?
I think it was Karen. Yeah.
No, Karen knew. I thought it was Andy that said she's gone, and then he was like, so he ran out. No, he ran out, and then Karen ran out after him. Remember? And it was like. He was like, where is she? Yeah, I'm going to chase her down.
And then he couldn't even find her, but Lucas somehow found Lindsay at the house. She was there for a while, and she changed out of her dress and everything, so...
Yeah.
It's like she wanted to be caught, but then she's like,
come and find me.
The manuscript, so yeah.
And, yeah, it was just, like, really stupid. Like, run out after her. Like, if you truly love this person...
Yeah.
Why aren't you chasing her? Oh, that's right. You really don't love her, duh.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. Was you really didn't love her then if you didn't chase after her?
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody brought that up to them.
I woulda.
But then it was sweet because he's all sad, still there at the church, And Lily, you know,
I
gets
don't really,
another-
I'm going to be honest, I don't think fans really care that he was sad.
Well,
I think they were just happy he didn't marry Lindsay.
Yeah, I was saying that it was a cute moment when Lily, you know, gave him that little flower, you know, to try to cheer him up.
Well, yeah, because we never see any Lucas and Lindsay scene. Or
Lily, yeah.
Lucas and, there's too many L's.
Yeah.
Lucas and Lily scenes.
Mm-hmm. And I know Nathan talks to him and asks, you know, what does he want, you know, and taking a good, nice time, wasting time that he could have been going after us. I'm like, this drove me crazy. Like, why are you sitting here talking
No,
about it?
I was more upset that Nathan isn't even hanging out with little Jamie. Like, you would then realize your kid is missing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what I had an issue with, was Nathan isn't even for the slightest. Like, I should be maybe spending some time with my kid that I haven't seen in a whole week.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like, you see the kid, once every week? You don't even spend time with him. The last time you saw him was a week ago at the party, and you didn't even spend time with him then. I don't get it. You have opportunities to spend time with your son, and you don't even do it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, so next time we see Nathan, doesn't it look like he's coming, like, up the sidewalk, like he was walking from down the street or something?
No.
And now from inside the church? So it looked like he left and then came back, like I said.
I don't know.
Because it would make sense if he was talking to Lucas for that amount of time and then came out and saw what was going on, but
I felt like that's what happened.
Too long, yeah.
I felt like that's what happened. It was him and Lucas, because he tells Lucas, "We'll go get her." He didn't say, "Let's go get her."
Yeah.
He said, "Go get her." He didn't say, "I'll drop you off and you can go find her." He said, "Go get her." So I took it as they had this long ass conversation and spending so much time pouting and everything else, while he should have been outside. Plus, I do think that in that all amount of time, I think it happened so fast with Jamie when they realized he was missing that they went on a search right away, obviously. And I feel like it would have been way too long if Nathan would have dropped him off and had to come back. I feel like that would have been way too long. Because think about it. If everyone is just like looking around for him, that it's only a church, you know, and that no one can find him. It's like, that wouldn't take too long.
Yeah, all those people looking, yeah.
You know, because again, I went to Michigan's Adventure, and you know, half my party was gone, and we were in a search for my family, and we had looked through the whole park. It's like the church isn't that big, so you know, I think the amount of time that Nathan and Lucas spent together in the church was enough time for them to search, because they didn't even get the police involved yet.
Right. Yeah.
So, because I think if Lucas and Nathan would have went home, you know dang well Haley would have called the cops, or Andy would have, or somebody would have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You would, and then the cops would be there in a few minutes.
Yeah, it just looked like the way he was walking into the frame, it just looked weird, like he left somewhere. So yeah, that time-wise, that would make more sense that he was still there.
Yeah, because I feel like he had this really heart-to-heart. And then it was like, then he comes out, and it's like, and who knows, maybe he met Lucas at his car, like a send-off. And then
that's why he was already
outside. And then he's like, what is happening?
He saw everybody come out.
Yeah, and then everyone's in a panic and crying and all of this, and he's like, what is going on? And I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah, just like small things like that just drive me crazy. That just doesn't make sense. But yeah, and then Karen, you know, is talking with Haley, and
who?
Karen is talking with Haley.
Oh, he said Carrie.
Because Haley remembers.
He said Carrie, and I was like, Carrie.
Oh, I think I was like when they're two names together or something. Haley remembers about Dan and tells Karen like he was there, and that's when Andy and Skills comes out and, you know, saying they didn't see him, and Skills tells Haley he's so sorry, he should have went with him, and Millie and Mouth are still looking, you know, out back. And then inside, Brooke sits with Peyton, so they also don't know what's going on.
Okay, so the amount of time everybody is panicking, looking for Jamie.
Yeah, they'd be right.
These two are still in the church.
Yeah, they would have been looking everywhere, like double checking, like go back into that same room and still.
They would be checking every row.
Yep.
So, like, I would.
Mm-hmm.
So would you. We'd be like looking on our hands and knees, like, where is this kid? Is he playing hide and seek? Where is he?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so the fact that they're just sitting in there and no one checked. Plus, there's hiding places up at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
You would be running and checking there. You would be running. And then Brooke and Peyton would be like, what are you guys running and panicking for? It'd be like, he's missing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah. But to have this, but it was weird too. All this is happening. Lucas has his heart-to-heart with Nathan and then leaves to go find her, which is weird because he walks out and everyone's in a panic and he doesn't know why.
Right.
That was my thing too, was you leave the church. Everybody's in a panic, running around. You're not questioning why they're running around at all.
Yeah.
That was weird to me too.
It might have been timing-wise. It kind of like jumped to everybody looking, but maybe if we saw Haley or Skills, like, go check on Jamie, you know, go to the bathroom and, like, knock on the door, you know, Jamie, and he doesn't answer, so they go in, and then they don't see him, and that's when they start panicking. So, like...
But it was weird, because we also, how do you know Jamie didn't run back to where Lucas and Nathan were? Somebody would have then checked there, because it seems like when Lucas left, that's when they were like, we checked everywhere, because they said Mouth and Millie are going to recheck the back, which means everybody had already checked through the whole entire church, which would mean they would have checked where Nathan and Lucas were, which would mean Lucas and Nathan would know that they were looking for him, which would mean Nathan would know that his kid was gone, and Lucas would be worrying more about Jamie, I would think, than worrying about Lindsay. And so that threw me off. Also, Brooke and Peyton would then know that something was missing, or that he was missing, because they would have already figured it out, because they'd be running around the church. But why would you have a conversation right here as all this chaos is going on? And just now, okay, here's the thing. Everybody, I'm sure, left very quickly, clearly, like, because it's just Brooke and Peyton. You mean to tell me that they're just now sitting here having this conversation? It wasn't like when all of our friends leave the road, now we're going to talk.
Right.
You're waiting until, everybody disappears from the church completely before you have a conversation? That's what also threw me off, was why are you having this conversation, 30 minutes later, which it feels like? It's weird. Why? Because you sat there not saying a word for how long? Now you're going to have this conversation?
Yeah.
It was weird. It wasn't like Brooke went to the bathroom and came back and sat down and now we're going to talk. It was as if they were sitting there the whole time.
Yeah, like Peyton could have been crying and Brooke could have, been just sitting with her the whole time, holding her.
Yeah, and then been like, okay, I'm done watching you cry.
And now we can talk.
Yeah, now it's time to talk. Not, on cue.
Now we're going to have your what?
Your scene.
Oh, yeah. And then that's when Brooke mentions about what she really wants. And, because, she has everything else, but what she really wants is a family, or a baby, shouldn't say family. And, but it was funny before that, with Peyton talking about how Lucas said I do, so it's too late, even though Lindsay walked out. That was, Brooke was right about that. And then again, he didn't go after her right away. That was also something else, another red flag. And that's when Brooke, basically tells Peyton to shut up and says she calls her a bitch. And then she's like, oh, wait, I'm in a church, so sorry. And then that's when she, says about wanting a baby. And
Peyton was funny because like, with me, it's like,
oh, yeah. And then when Peyton made that face, like, that's what Lucas freaked out too. But Peyton didn't question why she talked to Lucas about this. That she talked to Lucas about this,
Yeah.
That was weird too. Yeah, so Brooke tells Payne, she's done so much work in the last 4 years trying to fill the void, but realize all she wants is a family. And then Mouth and Millie come up and...
Yeah, have you seen Jamie? And they're like, no, and then that's when they say he's missing, and then it's like, what? And it's like, they don't even get up and rush out. If somebody said, my godson was missing,
Mhm.
I'd be getting my ass up as fast as I could. I wouldn't be like sitting there, what?
Mhm.
Like devastated. It's like, what?
Yeah. And then, that's when Nathan finally comes back or comes in.
Yeah, and he's like, what's going on? And that's when he finds out.
Yeah.
So his first thing is like, he sees the cops coming down the street. And he goes in the road and stops them.
Mhm.
I will say, one of Nathan's finest moments from me was watching him do this. Because it was like, because again, he hasn't really bonded too much with Jamie this season. And it's like, his kid is missing. So it's like, what are you going to do? And, here he's going into action.
Mhm. Yeah, so this definitely made him want to, take action after Haley said that Dan was there. And, the cops are concerned that he jumped in front of the car and basically are
they're like,
him.
Yeah, they're like, oh, have you been drinking? Because, he said he was at a wedding and stuff. And, that's when he was like, have I been drinking? Like, that's when he said, you idiots need to, like, listen to me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And who he is, who his father is. And
find his son, yeah.
Yeah, it was...
Or knock them out.
Yeah, I was like,
surprised they didn't
arrest him. Exactly. I was like, what? And then they were like, calm down. And it's like, yeah, Nathan can't calm down.
Did you notice there was only one of the cops talking and not the other one?
I feel like the other one was saying something.
No, he wasn't. I was watching. It was always the same cop. So I'm like, they only wanted to pay one of them.
Probably.
To speak. Yeah. Even though it's their 100th, they still wanted to save money. And then, Haley gives the description of Jamie, and she says that he has that sandy blonde hair, and then we transition
to Carrie dyeing his hair. So he's no longer sandy blonde.
Mm-hmm. And then Jamie's like, well, Mama be mad, and she says no. Besides, she's gonna be his new mama. Now basically
traumatizing the 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm. And I liked how they used this episode of Bugs Bunny where it was Jack and Jill, being in the witch's house. So Bugs Bunny was telling the kids to beware of the witch and to run. As if that was like
she's the witch.
Yeah, to Jamie that he should run. Yeah, and she's giving him so much candy too. I'm surprised he's not bouncing off the walls
or puking.
Yeah, and then she forgot something, so she has to go out.
Yeah, and she says like, "You stay here, lock the doors. Don't let anybody in and all this." And he's like, "I'm gonna be left here by myself." And she's like, "Yeah, you'll be fine." It's like. What?
Well, he asks, when can he go home? So she gets like, really
she got mad. Really I was like, ooh.
So that's how you could tell she was starting to get really dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like trying to distract him with a game of hide and seek, and basically so nobody will see him either. Because they have that wide window.
Well, it's just where Dan saw him.
Yeah, and it's just weird because that should be private, but yeah, of course, TV-wise, it had to be there so we could see him. But, yeah, so she goes outside and she puts glasses on to herself.
And I love it because Dan is just sitting right there watching.
Yeah, just like
so since Dan was outside, creeping at the wedding the whole time, he obviously saw everybody panicking. Well, no, he didn't because he went to go follow Nanny Carrie.
Yeah.
So he was sitting out there and saw Nanny Carrie take him, which is weird. Wouldn't you step in at that moment and grab him and knock her out?
Yeah, I
don't know. I just feel like I would. I'd be like, and then you take him inside. Like, I know they didn't want him, but at least he wouldn't have to dye his hair, be scared to death. It traumatized him more than stopping her right here and there at the church.
Yeah,
it's weird that he let her take him to the hotel. You don't know what's happening in that hotel room that she could be doing to him.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be more fearful of that. Yeah. And then how do you know? Maybe you actually accidentally lost her, driving. Like, it's just, there's so many things that could go wrong with that instead of just knocking her out right here and there. Yeah, at this church.
Yeah, because even if he got some cars in between them more than he would have liked, and then he lost the car, and then he would have got there late, and he wouldn't have seen which room they went into.
Yep.
Yeah.
This whole thing, it could have been, or he's at a stoplight, and now they're inside, and now he has to figure out which room.
I mean, he could look through every window, but that would take a while too.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, Not good. That you didn't just knock her out then and there.
Yeah.
Because he does not. He does go after her.
Yeah, it's just the drama of it all, of course.
You just got to play it out that they're in the hotel room.
Yeah. And was this like the first... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He almost drowned. I was going to say, is this the first traumatic thing that he went through? But no, it's not.
Nope.
And then Haley, they're all at the house now.
Well, and I would also say that your dad being drunk and miserable for 4 months and mean, and mean would probably be a traumatizing thing.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jamie, like, they went through a lot in high school, but Jamie went through a lot since he was, like, 4.
She was, like, born.
Yeah. Or even before that, if you technically count.
A car accident.
Yeah, when Haley got hit, yeah. And then, so they're all at Nathan and Haley's house, of course, waiting to hear back from the police and everything.
Yeah, and then, so Haley's in Jamie's room, which honestly is probably where I'd be too.
Yeah, and she can have privacy at least,
Yeah, and she can, honestly, like, his scent is still in his room, so that's where you're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And, so Nathan's in there, and he's like, you need to go downstairs and stuff, and which, I didn't like that he said that, because it's like, she needs to do what she needs to do to get through this.
Yeah,
in my mind.
He just, like, in his mind, Nathan's mind, he just saw this was making her more sad, so that's why.
But she needs to, however she gets through this,
it was
like, how she's going to get through this.
Yeah, it was like a difference between the father and the mother, because the mother, because they said the mother's more connected because, she's the one that has the baby, so she has that connection with...
Well, because wouldn't you be in his room, like, holding a stuffed animal or something and just, like, smelling him and being like... That's what I would do. I'd be like, like, just... That, so I'd be Haley in the room where Nathan is like, just come down with everybody else. It's like, I don't want to talk or see anybody else. I only want my baby.
Yeah, because like that, and like I know it's how Lucas never checked on her, so like he like knew to give her privacy, No,
Lucas just doesn't even know. It seems like, well, how does Lucas even find out?
Oh yeah, he's not even there yet.
No, when he walks in, I don't even know how he found out.
Maybe Nathan caught him really quick or something.
No, maybe Skill or somebody called.
It could have been anybody.
Or Andy. Have you seen Jamie?
Any single person,
I feel like anybody but Nathan and Haley. Because Nathan and Haley are such in a mind space of Jamie that they're not calling people.
Yeah, and plus Nathan knows that Lucas was trying to find Lindsay, so he's kind of distracted too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then Haley kind of goes off, like, you should have been there, you should have protected.
Okay, when she was going off like that, like, blaming him, I was like...
You weren't watching him either. Yeah. She was projecting, and like kind of blaming him because of the affair. It's like he didn't get angry at her. He's like, this is your fault. I was surprised he didn't do that, but he's kind of that kind person that doesn't like fight with her like that. Especially when it comes to their son.
Any other man would be like, this is on you too.
Yeah, so he was like actually letting her kind of like punch him like that with her words. So
this is why I always say like Nathan. This is why I always say like Nathan is like the best husband because the stuff he could say to Haley, he does not say. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
Because he could have been like, why didn't you tell me Dan was there,
No, why didn't you come and find me when my son went missing?
Yeah. Like
right away. Instead of me coming outside and asking you what happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be more mad at that I was notified never. I had to come find out for myself that my kid is missing.
And then, she starts blaming herself. So then he's still like, oh, it's not your fault,
Yeah, he goes on from her blaming him. And then when she says, I should have let you come home. Then he's like, it's not your fault. It's like,
yeah.
You do realize she just went on for like a whole minute blaming you, right?
Yeah.
And again, saying these things that you can't take back. Saying you should have been there. You should have protected him.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, who was the one that kicked his father out?
Right.
You. Because you could have easily had him stay in the guest bedroom. And guess what? He would see his father every single day. Also, Nathan cannot protect him every single day of his life, every minute of his life. And clearly, either can you, Haley.
Yeah. And they did trust Skills, but like we said, it seems like he didn't know a kid like this close until Jamie. Like, I've had my nieces and nephews basically my whole life, and I have my 10-year-old great niece, and I still would have walked with her to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
So, but like a 4-year-old I think that's common sense for anybody, even who don't have kids. Like, you don't like let a little kid out of your sight like that for a second. So.
Like, yeah, you're in a church, but the door's open. People are coming and going.
Or they could walk out for some reason.
Yeah. And leave the door open, and even him, even if somebody's not going in to kidnap him, he, as a 4-year-old, could easily wander out the door and head out and get hit by a car.
Yep. The road's right there.
It doesn't even have to be a kidnapping. No. It could be easily as he walks out and he gets hit by a car. Yeah. Like, especially like little kids nowadays, it's like they don't look where they're walking. Yeah. And they just walk. And it's like, stay here.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard stories of kids just walking out their houses and just walk down the block or something. Not even thinking anything of it. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I was just down the street. I was driving and this little girl was like on the edge of the road and I was like, ugh. So like I was going like way under because I did not want, like, my mind is like, she's going to run out. Luckily, she didn't. Yeah, but I'm like, I don't trust a little kid.
Yeah, because little kids like that are like an animal. Like, you never know what they're going to do.
Yeah. If they see a little rock that they want that's in the road, they're going to go get it, whether they're going to look both ways or not. They're going to go get it. So, and even kids at restaurants and stuff, they just run to the door. It's like, they don't even look where they're going. So, no, I don't trust little kids out in the road. So it's like, you have to, and plus, okay, here's the other thing. Because it's not your kid, you have to be extra careful with them. Because if something happens like this, it's on you now. Who was watching them? That's why when it comes to like my nieces and nephews, I am like, no. You're staying here. We're not doing anything. Because I don't need it being on me that something happened to them. And also, you kind of act like, it's it was your kid anyway, that's how you're going to be.
Yeah, I just remembered after this, Skills puts Jamie on a leash.
Yeah, Lucas is next week.
I just remember that. Yep, so he learned his lesson at least.
Well, he learned his lesson because Nathan and Haley would not let him babysit him.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Haley's breaking down, saying she can't lose him. He's all she has.
Now, this is where I understand that. When Nathan says, I have nothing else going on, remember? And she was like, I'm here. Jamie's here. When she says it actually means something because your kid, the love that you have for your kid, I feel like is way more than it is for like a spouse. Like, this is somebody you created. Yeah. So it's like, I get where she's coming, especially because you don't know if your marriage is going to survive this. Yeah. So it's like, he is all she has. Yeah, like that is her. Family, yeah, it's like, so for her, it's like, so it's like, we may not ever get back together, but he is really all. Plus, even if they got back together and Jamie's gone, that still is all she has. Yeah. And
then some couples don't even stay together.
No, after they don't survive it. Yeah. So it's like, the love you have for your spouse is not the love that you have for your kid.
And then that's when Dan goes up to the room he saw Carrie walk out of.
Okay, here's where Nathan and Haley messed up as parents. When they had the nerve to tell Jamie, when he found that picture of Dan, that he was dead.
But then Jamie learned that he's alive, right?
Yeah, but then they made him sound scary.
Yeah, because they kept saying he was bad, he had to go away, yeah.
Yep. So they made the kid terrified of Dan. And here, all Dan is doing is trying to save his life. And from this monster. And that's what I'm saying. This is where they messed up as parents. Is they made him terrified of Dan. And all Dan's trying to do is save his life.
I think he would have been scared thinking he was seeing a ghost anyways. But yeah, it was sad to see him like kind of go back in the corner.
And hide. And all Dan is trying to do is like, buddy, like, Yeah, that was hard. But when I watched, I was like, yep, this is where Nathan and Haley messed up. Because here's a perfect time for Dan to save your son. And he's terrified of him. And why? Because of you guys.
Yeah, this was really the only chance that Jamie could have been saved before Carrie took him like out of the state or something.
Do you know what I also don't understand?
Huh?
Why Nathan, Haley, anyone would honestly think that that Dan would hurt Jamie.
Yeah.
I mean, he killed his brother because, let's be honest, he hated his brother.
Yeah, and then Jamie's a little kid, too.
And Jamie is his blood, his grandson.
I mean, he was too, but yeah.
But I feel like your grandson is different than your sibling. Like,
Because he's your descendant in a way?
he's
Yeah.
your child's child. Like, it's deeper than your sibling. And plus, him and Keith hated each other. They had fallings out.
Yeah, for half of their lives at least.
Yeah, so it's like where he idolized Nathan. Dan did. Nathan was his prize, and your prize has a little one. Well, that's also going to be your prize. So I don't understand. So why would
harm Nathan?
Yeah.
Remember when he choked him in the locker room?
Oh yeah.
So that's why it's like it's kind of a jump, but then at the same time not a jump, because if he can do that to his own brother, his own sons, he choked out Lucas too, and almost.
Yeah, but he didn't like Lucas.
Yes, I'm just saying.
He didn't like Lucas.
It's not the biggest jump, but yeah, since he's so little, that's the part I would stop at. Like, he can't be so cruel that he would hurt a little 4-year-old. Yeah, so that, but like they just don't want to take any chances. So
a 4-year-old that he wanted a picture of, and he seemed like he cared. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he held Lily when she was born.
Yeah, they didn't know that part, but yeah.
In next season, let's Dan hold Sawyer. I mean,
and isn't that the time when he kind of redeems himself by then too?
But Lucas hates him.
I don't remember that far ahead, but yeah.
Lucas never forgives him. He hates him till the day he dies. Like,
it's blurry, but I can kind of.
The only child that
I definitely don't remember him being nice to him, but yeah.
No, Lucas hates Dan. So why would you let him hold your kid? And so, but here, Nathan has a different relationship with Dan than Lucas did. And so I don't get why they would think that he would hurt JB.
So they just don't want to take any chances, because Dan's done a lot of horrible things, and they never thought that he would do those things, so.
Just kind of weird.
And they don't know that he also choked Debs. He's basically choked everybody except Karen, I think.
Well, Haley.
Yeah.
The girls.
Yeah, those are,
Well, he did to Deb because she was trying to kill him. I don't know. If somebody's trying to kill you, you're probably going to go after them some way or another.
Yeah. And then at least too, when he does get Carrie, it's not a big shocker that he would choke a woman too.
What? She kidnapped him.
I know. I'm just saying, like, because you don't see like a lot of men doing that.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. I was happy he did it. I'm sorry. Like, I know violence ain't the answer, but I liked when he was doing it to her. Yeah, she deserved it.
And then so Lucas gets home. We talked about this basically.
It's just weird how he never spoke of. I'm so glad you got my phone call or my text or something like that.
Oh, Lucas.
Yeah, you're showing up. It's weird.
Yeah. So Lucas gets home. Like I said, Lindsay had the time to get out of her wedding dress and change into other clothes and like go back to this one page she quotes about the comet again. And Lucas again says it's just a story. Basically, it's fiction.
And it was annoying because she's like, but it's not our story. It's like, huh? That was weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're right. It's not your story. Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And then she was hoping just a little bit that she could be his comment, like,
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
Brooke couldn't even do that.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is when she takes off another ring and then places it on the manuscript.
Or maybe it's the writers. They already forgot that she took the ring off, too.
Maybe, because I didn't like look at the rings to see if it was the same. I just know she did it twice,
Because did she put the ring on in the first place at the altar?
Yeah, because they said I do.
But she didn't say I do. She didn't say I do.
Well, she gave him a ring, so...
That's why I was thinking it was her engagement ring that she was giving back.
Yeah, I don't know then.
But then somehow the writers forgot that she already gave the ring back. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And then...
we did say the writing is off on this.
Yeah. And then he says, you just can't leave. And that's when she kind of quotes Peyton, which is kind of weird. But she says people always leave, and he knows that. And then walks out. So
I didn't need the scene.
Yeah, well, I thought that was something because now that's two girls who have broken up with him and walked out of his room now. And then Carrie gets back to the motel room now, and she's like thinking he's hiding because of their game.
I love when Dan comes out.
Yeah, and she's like, "I'm gonna get you," and obviously, Jamie is in the bathroom, so Dan was smart to kind of shield him from what he was going to do to Carrie. He could still hear everything, but at least not see it.
Yeah, it was funny though because he's like, my grandson, it was funny because he's like, I killed my brother in cold blood. I have no problem killing you. I was like,
yeah, I definitely believe him on that. Yeah,
and I love though too when he said, like if you go near my family again, like something's gonna happen.
yeah,
And I love that part because it's like, and honestly, I was like, Dan can come protect me.
yeah. And then he didn't let her talk. He's like, blink once for yes.
He's choking her. She can't talk.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he didn't let go or like loosen up for a second.
Hell no, because she'd probably do something.
Yeah. And then we go back to Nathan and Haley's where everybody is still. And yeah. And then Skills is in the kitchen, feeling really guilty, saying he'll never forgive himself if Jamie doesn't come home. And then Lily walks up to Nathan asking if it's okay to play with Jamie's basketball.
I was surprised at this.
Yeah.
Nathan says yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, I would honestly, maybe because I'm the woman, but I'd have a really hard time with another kid playing with my son's ball when he's missing. Like,
yeah, I guess because Nathan knew that Lily probably didn't realize like what it meant for him or for her to play with Jamie's toys,
But again, if that's the last fingerprints, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I just have a hard time letting another kid play with it.
Yeah. And then, Lucas looks over at Nathan and then goes over and comforts Haley and tells her it's going to be okay. She has to believe that Jamie's coming home. I thought that was nice, but then again, you never know what could have happened.
You're telling her it's all going to be okay, but what if it wasn't?
Yeah.
What if she really did get away and take him for good?
Didn't get there in time, yeah.
And then she leaves out of the country. I mean...
Yeah, or like worse, what if she just completely ran off the rails and like hurt Jamie, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but of course, this is when Jamie runs in and, they're all happy, pick him up, all happy to see him.
And then he sighs with relief. Yeah.
And then this is where he says, Grandpa Dan saved me. And then Dan walks in, and then of course, like the music is, it's like you see every single person's face, and then it really zooms in on like Karen, and it's like
Nathan, Haley, and Lucas,
and it's like
the important people that need to see him,
the core people in Dan's life, So I was like, okay, but he did a nice thing. He got your kid back, didn't he? And here's the thing. Did they not just hear what Jamie said?
Yeah.
Grandpa Dan saved me.
Yeah,
he didn't say kidnapped me.
Yeah. But maybe if he mentioned Carrie, then they would have understood a little bit quicker.
No, they probably would have thought Dan paid Carrie. Given how they hate Dan so much, they probably would think that he paid her. And then he came to save him as like a little tactic,
like a hero creating
like I saved your kid so I can come back in your life sort of thing.
I can't remember if there's a word for that, but
I feel like that's probably what they would think, even though it's not the case at all.
And
that's how it ends. So for the 100th, I thought that it was good. It had good drama, just not so good writing.
Like the first half was rough.
So for me, the high, I liked having Jamie come back, and obviously Dan saving him. That was like the best. The worst was the kidnapping, most definitely, because that's just traumatizing.
Those are basically mine too.
Because I honestly really didn't care about Lucas and Lindsay's wedding. And then, if I'm being honest.
And then like Peyton and Brooke, they weren't like really like the main plot lines here.
No, but I did like seeing Carrie. I did like seeing Karen and Andy back. Because when you see them again, you're like, wait, I missed them. Can we have them for a couple more episodes? I know we don't, but I wish we did. And then, okay, so for the 100th, I'm going to have to be a little bit more judgmental with this one. I'm going to give it a 7. Because for their 100th, the writing was not so good.
I just give it like an 8.5 because it just, they basically saved at the last second.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, just the last part here was just that good. With Dan getting Jamie out of that motel room and away from Carrie, and too bad we didn't like see her flee or something. That would have been funny too to see. But or him just walk out with Jamie, in his arms or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then best and worst. I think we might have the same. I don't know.
Well, the worst is the witch.
Yeah, Carrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't like to say her name too often.
Mhm.
And then the best is Dan.
Yep. Me too.
Really?
Yeah, this might be like what the second time in the whole series.
I picked Dan.
Yeah, or that maybe we have. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember what the other time was either. Maybe when he saved Lucas from a car accident, but yeah, that might have been it.
No, I feel like I picked him in like season 3, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so yeah, he was definitely the best. No one could outbeat him in the end.
Right.
Because saving a child, I mean, that has to be top.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was really doing anything to top it.
Right.
And obviously the worst has to be the person that takes the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm happy that they were the best and worst, because honestly, they're usually the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that Dan could. And I think this is also part of him redeeming himself.
Yeah, this is started.
Like, you think at the beginning, like, he's going to mess something up, because he's like, I love, like, weddings and, like, family occasions. But it's like, it's not what happened at all.
Yeah, so I said before, it seemed like a misdirect when he was, like, whistling the wedding song or whatever.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something. But then it's like, once
Carrie comes out of nowhere.
But then, yeah, once you see her, it's like, well, I mean, if anyone's going to do anything, it's going to be her.
Yep.
So, yeah. Plus, remember when we said she, like, had a thing for Nathan? Mm-hmm. Now she just has a thing for Jamie. Yeah. Which is weird. Like, the whole time it was like, Nathan. I got to flirt with Nathan. But then it's all about Jamie.
Yeah, so I wish we got a backstory like we do with Psycho Derek to
like she miscarried or something.
Yeah, and that's why she's so fixated on Jamie. Yeah, and maybe she was using Nathan to get close to Jamie, like trying to like get her way in and get Haley out of the way, so it'd just be easier to just focus on Jamie. And then if Nathan likes her, like he won't mess with her being with Jamie, something like that.
Or that's just a plus. Then she can have this like perfect little family if Nathan likes her.
Yeah,
like you're just the plus. I get a husband.
Yeah. So it's like she has to, like this. She has the same dream as Brooke, but she's just psycho about it. So.
Yeah, instead of adopting him, I'm just gonna take him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the right way to go. Yeah. What's next episode?
Episode 13: Echoes, Silence, Patience, and Grace. Sounds like a good follow up to this one.
Yeah. Long title. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.